Hey everyone, welcome in. I'm Jess. It's a Wednesday. Today, I'm going to be doing a solo adventure. You might have seen me play these called Cartaventura. They're like a choose your own adventure game, but with cards. And the path that you take, the directions that you go, determine what happens in the adventure. And it's really cool because there's different outcomes depending on what you choose. So you can always just reset and try different options. So today I'm going to be playing one called Tintagel, I think it's pronounced. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Tintagel? I don't know. Anyway, let's say hi to folks in the chat. James Brazil is here. Welcome in.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Okay, now I'm actually lurking. All right. Thank you, Phantom. Thank you, Panda, also for lurking. Yeah, just had to make sure you played your theme song before you left. Enjoy your lurk, friends. Yes, James and anyone else that's hanging out today, lurking, working, I appreciate you all. Last week was my birthday, so I am 1 week older than I was a week ago, whatever that means. And it was fun. We had some family time over the weekend. We were going to go to this taco fest like an hour away at this waterfront park. Unfortunately, it was like pouring down rain. And yes, I'm from Oregon, so I should be used to rain. So I was telling my fam, like, it's okay. Like, just dress warm. We'll be fine. They're going to get tents out. Everything's going to be okay. But when we got there, there was no parking. And the tents were just around like the food cart. So I didn't see much in the way of like covered areas for people to sit and like enjoy their tacos. So one thing I knew, tacos are messy. No matter how you eat them, if you wrap them up or you have them on a plate, it's going to get messy. So the last thing I want to do is eat a messy taco in the rain, right? So that... So some of my family got some parking and they're like, it's okay, we can go over here, da, da, da. And then some other people were like, well, we just parked and where are we supposed to go? And so it was a bit chaotic. But we called an audible. We went to a nice Mexican restaurant, sit-down restaurant. And yes, some of us were wet and miserable, but we ended up making the best of it. So I don't have any news to report on Taco Fest. I will say it was their first time hosting this event, so I'm hoping that they can kind of plan for next year, as in provide more covered spaces regardless of what the weather is going to be, because there are a lot of people just waiting in line just to get in to the event. And so already your experience is kind of tainted in that way, so you're like, oh, what am I supposed to do with all of this? So anyway, that was kind of unfortunate that we didn't get to celebrate, but I did get tacos at the Mexican restaurant. So I did fulfill my taco quota for the day by having that there. Yeah. And then I got some like cool stuff for my birthday. I went and got some crafting things. So you'll probably see some more crafting on this stream. I got some new paints. I got some new markers. And so I'm really excited to kind of like show them off to you all and get crafty, more crafty on this show. Yes, yay for tacos, indeedy, Panda, indeedy. And apparently I need to go to LA now because there's like some really good like secret spots that Book of Nerds has been telling me about. So that gets me excited because there was a lot of carts that were going to be at the fest that were I look like a lot of them were Latin owned, so it was going to be cool to kind of support local and everything. But unfortunately it didn't work out. So yes, I definitely need to come just to visit you all because I miss you guys like crazy, and B, to eat some really good food. Yeah, John keeps telling me about all these like secret spots. Yes, okay, I'll bring David too. If I must, I will bring David too. he also likes tacos. So, and he loves all of you guys too. Um, I guess if we must bring him, we must. So yeah, so I got that. I got a fun, game of loteria, which is kind of like, Mexican version of bingo. But I have it, it's Nightmare Before Christmas themed. And so it's really, really pretty. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. Jack Skellington is one of my all-time favorite Disney characters. So I was really excited to play it. So it's kind of like bingo. It's like more like a group game to play together. And believe it or not, I've never played loteria in like real life. I've played regular bingo, but I haven't played it. And so there's slightly different things. So yeah, so I was really excited to get that and to play that. I also got this pineapple. For those of you who are familiar with the show called Psych, the pineapple is a reoccurring item in the show. And I love Psych. It's a funny, funny show. Very, very hilarious. It's no longer on the air, but I'm sure you can catch it on streaming somewhere. They did 8 seasons, I think. 8 seasons and 4 movies. I don't know. It's insane. Well, he can babysit the pets, yes. Well, thankfully, we have enough family now in the proximity area that we can leave the pets with other people. So that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Yeah. But yeah, so I got that, and I'm really excited for that. Yeah, it's just one of those shows. I've been listening to a podcast about Psych. They're doing like a rewatch. Some of the cast is doing a rewatch, and they're like bringing on different people from the cast and guests and things like that to talk about their experiences and what it was to like audition back in the day. And it started in 2005. First airing was, I think, in 2006. And so, having it be like almost 20 years later is kind of crazy. It's funny too, as I've gotten older, I've realized now there's a lot of things that are like slowly getting older as I'm getting older. Like you see, they would show something like, oh, it's Star Wars. Star Wars is in its, 40th? It's like the 40th anniversary of the first Star Wars movie or something like that. Yeah, sad times, Panda, right? And then see stuff and it's like, if you remember this from like 1995, it's now, 30 years old or whatever. And I'm like, oh my word. Like,
Oh, good.
all these, yeah. All these little babies are like growing up now, and I'm just looking at like my friends online that like have children now, and I'm like, oh my god, they're like driving cars and going off to college and things. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. But anyway, that's life, right? We get old and things keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. So anyway, so I will do this today. So Friday I'll probably do some kind of artsy fartsy thing. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Maybe I'll get back to lanyarding. Oh, the USS Tintagel prize is here. What did we call it last week, Tan? I forgot what we called it. But anyway, welcome in, Tan. Good to see you. Last week, friends, was Cuckoo Bananas. We had a multi-stream on Friday where we did the Among Us DLC. It was myself, it was Tan, it was Panda, it was Phantom. The Tanterprise, that's right. Okay, the USS Tanterprise. And it was crazy. You can catch it on the VOD. You can catch it, I'm sure, on some of our YouTube channels. No worries, Tan. No worries. Enjoy your post-dinner chores. You're so diligent on that. I commend you for that. You are so diligent. Most of the time when we eat, we just throw stuff in the sink when we're done eating. But we need to get better at like doing our dishes. Because sometimes you just get piled up and then you're like, oh, I don't want to have to do dishes again. So anyway, yes. So Friday was Cuckoo Banana Pants. Man, it was so fun. It was fun. I don't know if I'll do another like giant multi-stream like that. One, because I've never done really multi-streams before. So trying to like frame it so that everybody could see what's going on. And then we're also trying to put each other's guest videos in each other's streams and like, you know, trying to read the chat. There's like so many windows open and yeah, it was crazy. I'm surprised my computer handled it because my mind for a moment couldn't handle it. So anyway, but this I can handle, friends. It needs to get done anyway. I tend to take care of it immediately or else my brain goes, nope, you're not going to enjoy free time because there's stuff that needs to get done. That's fair. That's fair. My brain goes, hey, there's another episode I can binge watch of that show. So let's go ahead and just do the binge watch of that show. Oh, Evil Turnip, thank you, friend. Yes, I had a wonderful birthday. There were some highs, there were some lows, there were some in-betweens, but I'm still here. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for all of you, for all of your birthday wishes. Yes, so here I am another week older than I was last week. Yeah. Okay, so this is Tintagel, or Tintagel. I'm gonna butcher this whole time. This is a mini adventure in the Cartaventura series. So I'm not sure if you can buy it as is. I actually got this at a convention for purchasing the other Cartaventura adventures. So this just was kind of added in, like buy two, get one free kind of thing. So this is a mini adventure. So I'm not sure how long it's going to be, but we'll find out. The Tintagel Castle. There's some fun facts for you from Tan. As I'm going to try and open this plastic wrap. Oh, goodness me. And I did this I probably should have started with a little cutout of the plastic wrap because I just trimmed my nails. And so getting it with the plastic wrap off is kind of a difficult thing. Anyway, okay. All right, here we go. Da-da-da-da. And if you all are not familiar with the Cartaventura series, it'll share with you what to do. But you basically just have this deck of cards, and it tells you what cards to pull out, what cards to put down, and it's going to kind of build out a pathway for us as we go along. So, we're going to do this first one. Oh, yes. Discover the Cartaventura games. So, I have played Lhasa and Vinland, and I have not played Oklahoma yet. But since I bought these two, I was given this one for free. So, all right, so we're going to put this off to the side because that's just information. And here we go. Card 1. So there's information here that tells you stuff on the card, and then there's like directions on what to do, usually at the bottom here. All right. So it says card 1. This Cartaventura is a narrative adventure game that lets you experience interactive adventures. Discover the 2 possible endings by playing again and changing your choices. Do not mix up the cards in this deck and only flip over them when you're told to. Okay? So it says now turn this card over. And here we go. You've just drawn your first urgent card, which is this little lightning bolt here. It says you should read it and then resolve it completely. There's no need to take notes for your adventure or look for hidden elements in the cards. Follow the instructions and let yourself be guided. Okay, so it's not like an unlock game or an exit game or anything like that. After you've made the below choice, turn this card over and place it on top of the deck so that the cards remain hidden. Okay, so I'm going to put it back like this so you can't see what's underneath. All right. Hey, Gus, welcome in. Read the rules of the game, draw card 2, begin your adventure, draw card 3. All right, so since it's been a little bit, I'm going to draw card 2 just for you all can see how this game is played, okay? So you have just drawn your first object card, which has this little handprint here. Place it in front of one of the players. Objects can be useful throughout the game. Be careful, the cards are double-sided. The front of the card is the number in a colored circle. On the back is a black square. Never turn a card over if the game does not tell you to. Begin adventure by drawing card 3. Note, when you draw any urgent lightning bolt cards, you must resolve them and ask so it's completely right away before moving on. Unless you have been instructed to discard a lightning card, leave it in place on the table. If you need to replace the card, discard it and put the new one in its place. So, Evil Turnip, this is a separate series. This series is, it's like a choose your own adventure. But instead of tiles, you just have a deck of cards. So, it is completely resettable, completely replayable. I say it's a little less intimidating than the adventure game series are, because there's multiple steps. Usually these can be resolved within an hour or so, and it's just a deck. So when you're done, you just reset the deck and you can make different choices because there's different ways that you can make based on the card choices, and then it leads you to a different resolution. So similar, these are also from Cosmos though. So similar in that they are adventures and that you choose where to go, but slightly different in that you can make multiple decisions and they can lead you on multiple pathways. So there's usually not like a dead end on here. Okay, here we go. Story plot number 1. Britain, 487 AD. You are Arthur, son of the dying King Uther Pendragon. Oh, yes, a little lighter, definitely. A little lighter indeed. So you are Arthur. We're going to be King Arthur? What? That's cool. That's cool. You are the son of the dying King Uther Pendragon. He summons you to his bedside and says, I am growing weaker, so I must tell you the great secret of kings, the legend. It is the legend you will inspire, which will then be repeated and retold. The world is nothing but suffering, and people need tales of glory. Before your impending coronation, you must thoroughly explore our realm. Take weapons, supplies, and allow my faithful scribe, Lucius the monk, to go with you. He will bear witness to your feats of greatness and proclaim them for posterity. Go, my son, and may your legend thrive through your faith, wits, and courage. You equip yourself, saddle your horse, and leave the family castle with Lucius. Through Uther's character inspired the monk to write the amazing stories, he does not hide his doubts from you about your renown. Certainly, Lucius will not be writing any praise-filled verses about you unless you begin to prove yourself. Uh-oh. All right. So it says draw card 4, place it in front of you with the number 1 at the top. You start with 1 esteem and then turn this card over. All right. So we've got this. Oh, this is... Okay. Okay. This one is here. Put it in front of us. So we've got our esteem is sitting at 1. Esteem. If your esteem falls below 0, you must flip over this card. Note, you cannot choose another action that would reduce your esteem below 0. Okay? So we got to keep that in mind. We got 1 esteem. Now it says flip this card over. Da, 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 da. Here we go. Within days of beginning your journey, you are tired of old Lucius's complaints. He bitterly misses the warmth of the castle's great hearth. As the day draws to a close, you find a village inn on the border of the kingdom. Hiding your identity, you listen carefully to gather local news and rumors. You learn that scouts from the Saxons, traditionally your enemies, have been seen in the forests to the north. The inaction of Accolon, the local lord, is heavily criticized. All he knows how to impose is crushing taxes. It would be a good idea to confirm his loyalty as your father's vassal. Others discuss predictions of Mirrodin, a soothsaying bard, who has spoken of an imminent catastrophe. Tonight, you rest and you will decide which path to take in the morning. Draw card 5, place it at the center of the table. If draw card 2 is visible, turn it over and read it. Discard this card. Okay, so this card is discarded. We do have card 2, so we're going to do this first. We're going to put 5 in the middle over here. Then it says read the backside of card 2. Okay, here we go. You have drawn your first map card. Place it in the middle of the table, which is what we did. Draw and read the cards from which there are numbers printed around the compass. Place the cards around the map in the spots marked by the compass. Okay, so we have 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to do 6 here. 7 here. And 8 here. Okay. Yeah, Panda, I got it. What, like 2 weeks ago now? Yeah, so it's got some still lotion on it, but it's a bracelet. And then over here on this side is our 2 kitty cats. They're paw prints. So that's Soma's paw and that's Maddie's paw. It's still healing, but I like it how it came out. It looks really nice. Yeah. Little tribute to our kittens. Okay. So then it says place the cards around the map. Several action cards are now visible, which have the little spiral kind of like gear token on it. All players will choose an action from those available and follow the instructions carefully. Once you've decided, choose a new action from those that are available. You are now familiar with the 4 types of cards. The symbols lock and key. Lock is not included in Tintagel, which will help packing the game away. If any instructions tell you to turn over a map card, do not remove the cards you have already placed around it. Okay, so great. We've read all the things on here. So this goes over here. We're going to cover that up. Now we have options. So here we can do Mirrodin's cabin, who is a soothsayer. Oh, snap. Doom, 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 doom. This is a tribute. Yes, Tan. Yes. Hey, Book of Nerds. Welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. We are King Arthur. Well, not King Arthur yet. We are Prince Arthur. And we are on a quest to find the legend of, what are we doing? We need to find, exploring our realm so that we can make our name renowned before we become king, basically. Basically. All right, hope you're doing well, my friend. And yeah. Okay, so here's we have the Soothsayer Mirrodin's cabin. We can visit the Soothsayer. We can go into the northern forest and attack the Saxons. Or we can go to Accolon's castle, who is the lord of said realm, of said part of the realm, introduce ourselves, or arrive anonymously. So there are evil people here. He is heavily criticized. He just imposes taxes on everybody. And it says it would be a good idea to confirm his loyalty to you as your father's vassal. And then this guy is a soothsaying bard who has spoken of an imminent catastrophe. Ooh, so where shall we go? Where shall we go? I feel like I don't have anything. I mean, if we arrived at Akalong's, a woman? What are you talking about, Panda? What are you talking about, Panda? So if we arrived at Akalon's castle... Oh, I feel like a woman. Yes. Okay. I can arrive as Uther's son and say, hey, dude, pledge your loyalty to my dad and no one will get hurt. I can visit the bard and he can tell us all these mystery things. Or we can attack the Saxons because they're just evil dudes. But I don't know how well we are in our fighting skills. So I feel like we should probably go to Akalong's castle, introduce ourselves as the son, and see what happens. Okay? So I'm going to do this option, and it says to draw card 9. All right. So we're going to do that. It says, after your name and your title are announced, you are received by Sir Akalon, who welcomes you to his table. You relish in his company and that of Morgan, his young courtesan. The only price is to hear him complain of royal tithes that stifle the minor lords, and Lucius is not present at the feast, and when you finish, you finally find him. He gives you a lecture. Shame on you, young Arthur. Your idleness is a stain on your name. What is more, you are now compromising yourself with a very inferior nobleman. Your father entrusted me with the heavy task of detecting traces of his greatness in you, but thus far, I cannot see any sign of it. Faced with these harsh words from Lucius, you make an honorable amends, ask for his forgiveness, and leave the castle immediately. Or you can remind Lucius that you will soon be his lord and servant, and as his master, he owes you obedience, respect, and thanks. Okay, so Lucius is mad because apparently we, dined with this lesser-than lord. So we can either ask Lucius for forgiveness or we can say, shove it, man. I'm going to be your boss soon, so you better pay me respects. I feel like, I don't know, because I'm trying not to insert, my knowledge of Arthur. I'm trying just to go in this as, a blank slate, but, yeah. There's a part of me that wants to have him be like, shove it, man. You gotta obey me, because I'm gonna be your king one day. Or do I play innocent? Who? I know, you're play as you think Arthur would. Okay, so I think Arthur would probably ask for pardon because he wants to be respected, but also in a way he wants to be considerate of other people, So I think he would probably ask for pardon. That's not what I would do, but I think I'll probably ask for pardon. So, asking for pardon, it says draw card 11. Okay. Discard card 6, which is this one. And discard this card. Okay. So now we have card 11, which says, as you leave Accolon's castle, a man of wretched appearance steps forward. He says he is a landless knight and the orphan of a son of a damned king. He has been following you since the inn because he thought he saw traits of your father in you. If you are indeed the son of Uther Pendragon, he is ready from this day forward to place his sword at the service of his future king and drive the Saxons out of the kingdom. Lucius takes you aside and warns you. If this man is a Saxon spy from the neighboring camp, and you reveal your lineage to him, he will not fail to kill us at the first opportunity. He begs you to follow his wise counsel. Ooh, so do we accept a man of wretched appearance? Okay. He says he is a knight and the orphan son of a king. Yeah. He's going to slit our throats in the night. So maybe I'll refuse this. Maybe I'll refuse. I'll refuse just for now and see what happens. Okay, so it says refuse the company, gain 1 esteem. Okay, so now we're at 2. Then discard this card. Okay. So now we've got the rest of these here. We've got to visit the bard or we attack the camp. I feel like it's still daytime, so attacking the camp would probably be something we do at night. So I think we're going to go talk to this bard. See what happens. Draw card 10. Okay. You find Mirrodin alone in a shack at the edge of the forest, surrounded by bird cages. You introduce yourself and ask for details of the calamity that he prophesies. This world is the source of many calamities, young Arthur. You don't need to be a great soothsayer to predict the next one will come soon. And if times are peaceful, against all expectations, people will congratulate me for preventing the disasters with my magic. On the other hand, I read of your arrival in the entrails. I am disposed to tell you of what I have seen of your destiny. But not before this man who travels with you. He does not believe in the magical world. At this, Lucius confirms that he places no faith in this outrageous lunatic. He implores you not to dishonor yourself with such devilry and would be very grateful if you had decided to be on your way. Okay, are we going to listen to Mirrodin and ask Lucius to wait? Or do we listen to Lucius and go on our way? Hey, Timey, welcome in. Gosh. I have read of your arrival. I'm supposed to tell you what I've seen of your destiny. I mean, it doesn't hurt to hear about it, right? It doesn't hurt to hear about it. Whether or not I do it is another thing. Oh, man. Because I feel like if I keep listening to Lucius, we're not going to go anywhere. That's what I think. I think I need to just hear it. And then, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to listen to Mirrodin. So it says turn over card 8 and then discard this card. Okay, so we're discarding this card. We're turning this one over. Mirrodin's key. All right. So we've got another object here. Once alone, Mirrodin confides in you. Men like Lucius need a display of magic to believe in it. One day, your father Uther had asked me to help him cast a spell over his meeting with your mother. He made me speak of your coming, and now, once more, we are going to give the non-believers an enchantment to echo down through the ages. Go to the place called Tintagel. Not far off, you will find a granite boulder with a rift in it. It is into this rock that your father asked me to thrust a beautiful sword. With this little key, you will open the mechanism hidden in the pommel, which will retract a spike at the sword's tip that prevents its removal from the rock. Go. The legend of the sword in the stone awaits you. You leave Mirrodin with a small key that you doubt will actually open up the path to fame. He tells him about the sword in the stone. Dun, 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 dun. So I think we keep those, right? I think we keep those. Yeah, so we keep that in front. All right. So now, all we got to do is attack the Saxons. We got to attack the Saxons now, which is weird. There's like nowhere else to go, so this is going to be weird. Turn this card over. Okay. If we have Lancelot. Oh no! Was that other dude Lancelot? Ah, crap. Draw card 13. If not, shoot. I think we might die here, guys. Okay, let's see. Advancing carefully under the cover of the trees, you come across a dozen or so men wearing Saxon colors, gathered around a fire. I did think Lancelot was going to kill us. That's true. I did think he was going to kill us. Well, no, I didn't think it. Lucius was going to. Lucius thought it, and I was believing Lucius. So now I feel like maybe I shouldn't believe this guy all the time. Okay, here we go. You ask Lucius to stay hidden while you draw your sword and approach the enemy. You surprise them and strike down a few, but then become overwhelmed and blows rain down upon you. As you kneel before them in submission, the sound of a horn rings out. The men standing around you hesitate, then flee when they believe they have heard your reinforcements. Lucius, while relieved by his trick to save you from crushing defeat, rebukes your inability to distinguish courage from recklessness. Crestfallen, you cross the forest and come to the village of Tintagel. A monastery overlooks the valley, but as a plague ravages those who live there, you are advised against approaching. All right, so we lose one of these esteem. So we're back down to 1 esteem. And replace this card with card 14. Okay. Well, that stinks. Ugh. Well, he uses his lance a lot. Dan! Oh, you're killing me, Dan. All right, so here. So now we're here. So now we've got 15 and 16. Got the monastery up here. And we've got the village of Tintagel. Okay, here we go. We'll move these down so they're not in the glare. All right, we've got these over here. Okay, so we can go and visit the monastery, or we can go into the village. I didn't hear anything about going to a monastery. I didn't hear anything about going to a monastery first. So I think I'm going to go into town. Even though there's a plague going around, I'm advised against approaching it. Well, let's see. Let's see. All right, so we're going to turn this over. We're going to go into the town. Okay, here we go. The village of Tintagel, I don't know, is in an uproar. Bandits who control the area have just stolen most of the horses. Their tracks are still fresh, and the men of the village are preparing to ride off in pursuit. With your weapons and horses, you could assist them greatly. At the same time, a merchant who is terrified by the bandits' threats asks you to escort him to a place where a legendary sword lies, embedded in a rock. Lucius reminds you that a knight's primary virtue is to provide assistance when a situation demands it. Oh, crap. Do we help the villagers find their horses, or do we escort the man to the sword in the stone? Well, what does that guy want to do with the stone? What does that guy want to do with the stone? I mean, we know we need the stone, the sword and the stone, but is he looking to sell the sword? That's the thing. I mean, I just got my butt whooped by Saxons, so I'm feeling a little downfall, like crestfallen, right? Feeling a little down and out. So, do I, like, go and help? Primary virtue is to provide assistance when situation demands. Okay. So bandits have stolen the horses. Okay. I know I want to go the sword and stone, but I feel like I need to help people out, and then they can tell me. Because I need them to trust me, right? Okay, so I think I'm going to help the villagers find their horses. So we're drawing card 17 and then discard this card. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it says you ride at the head of the party in pursuit of the robbers, following their tracks that disappear into the forest. A bad choice of escape route for them, since their progress has been hampered considerably by a heavy undergrowth. Yet, they are convinced that they will shake off the few villagers on their tail. They clearly did not count on your presence when you catch up with them in a huge clearing. You lead the attack with strength and courage and quickly overcome the robbers. A few survivors confess that their hideout is in the monastery at Tintagel, which is under their control. The villagers are now totally supportive and ready to accompany you to the monastery in hopes of taking it back from these brigands. Gain 1 esteem. Yay! Replace card 15 with card 20 and discard this card. Okay, so we earned the trust of the villagers, which I was hoping for. And now we're going to card 20. All right. So we got to enter the monastery. Enter the monastery. Enter the monastery. Here we go. Aided by your newfound followers, fashioning a mighty battering ram from an enormous tree trunk, you break down the doors of the monastery. You discover nothing but treachery and villainy. Dun dun dun. After killing the monks and defiling the sanctuary, these bandits have transformed the holy halls into a dark hiding place for their plundering. You even find Saxon flags and doublets. These robbers have stretched out their schemes this far, disguising themselves as enemies to mask their true identity. You have no pity for these killers, and you put every last one of them to the sword. Oh, snap! Arthur went cray-cray. By your side, Lucius rejoices that you have liberated this holy place. Draw card 21 and discard this card. Okay, so Lucius is happy. The townspeople are happy. I did a good thing. Now let's see what happens. If you have 3 esteem, draw card 22 and discard this card. Oh, I don't. I only have 2. Dang it. I only have 2, guys. You are recalled to your dying father's bedside, but you arrive too late. Your travels have not blessed you with the glory that was hoped for either. Lucius appears distraught about the cost of your family's reputation. Once your father's funeral rites are completed, you are crowned without any special enthusiasm. You must try to live more honorably through the next chapters of your story. While destiny sometimes is dark and cruel, it will certainly provide you with fresh opportunities to write the story of King Arthur. Turn card 4 over. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Where is 4? Do we have 4? Did I discard card 4? Oh no, this is card 4. This is card 4. Uh-oh, friends. You have not reached one of the 2 victorious endings of this adventure, but you can start again. Yes, I'm going to restart, Panda. By making different choices, obtain a different outcome. Putting the game away. Gather all the cards on the table, including the discard pile. Turn over all cards with a black square in the top left corner. If any cards bear a key, turn them over. Reassemble the whole deck. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Ooh, okay. So that was bad. So we're not going to do that again. We're going to make different choices here, y'all. We got to turn them over. So it says, turn them over. Turn over all cards with the black. Okay. So we don't want black. We want this. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That was rough, y'all. That was rough. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we didn't even do, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, there we go. All right, so we know our object cards. We know what those are. Okay, so we're going to draw card 4 with the number 1 at the top. And then we're going to turn this card over. Okay. So we go begin our journey. We're tired. You are tired of old Lucius's complaints. Okay. So now we know. Sometimes we don't need to listen to this guy. Saxons are here. Okay. So we need draw card 5. And then we're going to do 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So we do need to we know we need Lancelot here. But then this happens here. I think we just need to tell Lucius off. Okay, so we're gonna go to Lord Accolon's castle, who he's like the mayor basically of this part of town. And he's just charging everybody ridiculous taxes. Okay, so but we're gonna say that we are Uther's son, so we can get some respect. All right. Wait, let's see. Oh, no, not this one. We draw. Okay, so we're going to do this. Draw card 9. All right, so it says, after your name and title are announced, you're received by Sir Accolon, who welcomes you to his table. You relish his company and that of Morgan, his young courtesan. The only price is to hear him complain that he is of the royal tithe that stifle the minor lords. Lucius is not present at the feast, and when you finally see him, he gives you a lecture. You're compromising yourself with an inferior nobleman, blah, blah, blah. You could either make honorable amends or ask him for forgiveness. Ask him for forgiveness and then leave the castle, or you can remind him that you are his lord and master one day and you need to obey you. So he's gonna tell him to shove it, Lucius. Shove it, Lucius. Okay. You assert your authority over the old man, even threatening him if he does not pledge his allegiance immediately. He stares coldly at you and then adopts an enigmatic smile. Very well, if such is the young squire's wishes. Clearly I should have stayed at your father's bedside to receive his last words. They are far worth more than the arrogance and complacency of his offspring. You can yap about legitimacy all you want. I still won't recognize it. There are certainly more important things to discover in this castle than beyond the bottom of your glasses that you keep draining. Ooh. Leaving the man to his bitterness, you rejoin your host with a sense of anger mixed with remorse. You would rather not think about it anymore, and you decide to drown your doubts in a cup of wine that the beautiful Morgan hands you with a flirtatious smile. Uh-oh. No! Lose in esteem. Aw, crap. Discard card 6 and discard card 9. Uh-oh. Hey, Gameritis! Yes, this is Cartaventura Tintagel, or Tintagel, I don't know. Alright. Shoot! But then we didn't... Oh, no! We didn't get Lancelot. Ah, crap. Okay. Okay, that's not happening. Shoot. So maybe I wasn't supposed to restart. Okay, so maybe I wasn't supposed to call him off. Okay? All right, so we're going to apologize. That's what's so great about this game. As you can just restart and then just go from there. Yes. Although Tan is in the chat, though, Gameritis, so he'll probably give us like what is actually supposed to be said phonetically. Tintagel, is it Tintagel Tan or is it Tintagel? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna ask for pardon. We're gonna say sorry. We dined with this lesser lord. Okay. So we're asking for his forgiveness. Now we're gonna draw card 11 and discard these 2 cards. Okay. All right. So we're asking for forgiveness. Sorry, we dined with this dude. You're mad. Sorry. Okay. Here we go. As you leave Accolon's castle, a man of wretched appearance steps forward. He says he's a landless knight and the orphan son of a damned king. Okay? Lucius takes you aside, though, and he warns you. If this man is a Saxon spy, you reveal your lineage, he will not fail to kill you at the first opportunity. But I am Prince Arthur, so it should be fine. He begs you to follow his wise counsel. This one, now I'm going to say... No, let's accept, okay? Because there's power in numbers. All right, so it says turn this card over. Lancelot! Yay! Oh, he's so handsome. You accept the company of this mysterious knight. He says his name is Galahad, the son of a damned king, Bon of Benwick. He now asks you to call him Lancelot, knight servant to the future King Arthur. Yay! Okay, so we have Lancelot now. All right, now we're gonna go get the key from Mirrodin. So we're gonna visit this bard soothsayer. Oh, draw card 10 first. Whoops. Okay, draw card 10. Mirrodin, he says... This world is a source of many calamities, young Arthur. You don't need to be a great soothsayer to predict the next one will come soon. If times are peaceful, against all expectations, people will congratulate me for preventing the disasters with my magic. On the other hand, I read of your arrival in the entrails. I am disposed to tell you what I have seen of your destiny, but not before this man who travels with you. He does not believe in the magical world. At this, Lucius confirms he places no faith in magic and in this outrageous lunatic. He implores you not to dishonor yourself with devilry and would be grateful if you decided to just be on your way. Okay. Do you work out? Do you lance a lot? Yes. Is this like 7 continent? Like, yeah. I don't know, Gamers, did you ever watch any of the other Cartaventura adventures with me? So it's basically like a choose your own adventure, card driven. And so whatever cards you decide, you flip over certain cards, discard other cards, and kind of go along. And there's multiple scenarios, multiple endings to the scenario, depending on what card path you choose. But what's nice is you can reset. So Panda and I have decided to reset this so we can choose the right path. Because the first one, because the goal of it was we're supposed to go out and explore our realm. King Uther is dying. He asks Arthur, we are Arthur. If you didn't deduce that, we have heard it. Tintagel. Okay. Thanks, Evil Turnip. We are Arthur, and so we're implored by our dad to go explore the realm that we are going to be ruling over before he passes. And this Lucius guy is like the scribe, and he's supposed to be writing down all the amazing adventures of King Arthur, but he's kind of a little paranoid. So we just went, our first run through, we just went, saved some horses from bandits in Tintagel, and then came back and plundered, like, helped with the plundering, regain everybody. But then, unfortunately, his King Uther dies. And so there was nothing really of great renown that Lucius wrote about us. So they're like, oh, sorry, you're just going to be kind of a boring king. So we reset. So now we got Lancelot. We have some Saxons who are our enemies that we're going to try to attack. And this Mirrodin is a bard who's going to tell us the future about our future. So that's basically what it is in a nutshell. Okay, so we're going to listen to Mirrodin again, right? Tell Lucius to wait. So we're going to turn over card 8 and discard this card. So now we got the key. This is Mirrodin's key. Again, it is, if that's a link, Gameritis, send it to one of my mods. So send it to Panda or someone, please, so you can post it. Yes, so he tells us about a sword in the stone. And this is a key that can lock the mechanism so no one can get the sword out of the stone. Right? You'll find a granite boulder with a rift in it. And into this, your father asked me to thrust a beautiful sword. With this little key, you will open a mechanism hidden in the pommel, which will retract a spike at the sword's tip that prevents its removal from the rock. So basically, you can remove the sword out of the stone with this little key mechanism. Okay, so this will open your pathway to fame. So there we go. All right, now we're gonna attack these Saxons because we got Lancelot here. If you have Lancelot, then draw card 13. Yes, we do. What happens in card 13, everybody? This is new. This is new. Okay, this is new. While you're considering the best way of attacking the camp, Lancelot rushes past you and without waiting, throws himself upon the Saxons. Oh no. You are as surprised as your enemies are, with whom he starts to carve into pieces. You join him in the melee, and completing blow for blow, you destroy this camp without any difficulty. In the afterglow of this amazing victory, you go to an inn nearby where Lancelot recounts the tale of your bravery to a large, enthusiastic audience. This victory opens up the northern territories to you, as well as the village of Tintagel. There you come across a monastery that no one may enter due to a terrible epidemic that has stricken it. Replace card 7 with card 14 and turn this card over. Okay. Card 14. So Lancelot is boosting our stories, our ego, essentially. There's the monastery, there's the town. We're going to slide this over here. All right, here we go. Now we're going to turn this one. Ooh, here we go. When Arthur was alerted of the Saxons' presence at the gates of his kingdom, he went to face them without hesitation. Listening only to his courage, he assailed the enemy's army with Lancelot in tow. 2 against 100, they fought from daybreak until the last glimmers of evening, hacking their fear-frozen enemies to pieces. Every night in the land laudably celebrated Arthur and Lancelot's victory, recognizing in Arthur the makings of a great warrior. The assembly collected around a great table and was dubbed Arthur as the Knights of the Round Table. Yay! And we gained 2 esteem. Yo, everybody, we are esteemy. We are esteemy. That's a thing, right? We're esteemy. Okay, so now we are here. We go to the monastery or we go to Tintagel. I think we go... That's totally right. Totally right. All right, do we go into the monastery first and kind of beat up some dudes, or do we go to Tintagel? I think where can we find our lady love? Yeah, I don't know where Guinevere is. I don't know where Guinevere is, but if we have Lancelot, she might come soon enough. If we know anything. If we know anything. Um I think we go first. We didn't go to the monastery first. Okay? We didn't go to the monastery first. And they said it was plagued. It was plagued with an epidemic. But we have Lancelot and we have 3 esteem. So I'm saying, why don't we go to the monastery first and see what the heck is going on? Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so we're going to go to the monastery first and see what happens. All right? All right. The monastery of Tintagel, an impressive fortress built atop of a rocky summit on the ruins of ancient fortifications, overlooks a deep lake, the magnificent and immense lake. You knock at the gate. A sinister head appears behind you, behind a grill at you, and in a fixed portal, and orders you to be on your way. A contagious disease is decimating the community of monks, and they are receiving no one. You turn around, powerless and frustrated, convinced that the dark secrets they are hiding behind those firmly closed doors. Oh no! Lose an esteem and turn this card over. Okay, so that was bad. Okay, so then we go to the village. We hear about bandits have stolen most of the horses in town. There's also a merchant who is terrified by the bandits, asking you to escort him to a place where the legendary sword lies in a rock. Lucius reminds you that a primary knight's virtue is to provide assistance. Okay, I guess we're going to provide assistance. So we're going to draw 17. Discard this card. All right, you ride at the head of the party. And the bandits are hampered by heavy undergrowth. We catch up with them in a huge clearing. You lead the attack with strength and courage, quickly overcoming the robbers. The few survivors suggest that their hideout in the monastery is at Tintagel, which is under their control. These villagers are totally supportive of you now, ready to accompany you to the monastery in hopes of taking it back from these brigands. Okay, we gain an esteem. And now we're replacing card 15 with card 20 and discarding this card. Okay, now, hopefully there is a different outcome. So we're turning this card over. Aided by your newfound followers, fashioning a mighty battering ram from an enormous tree, you knock down the doors of the monastery. You find Saxon flags and doublets. The robbers have disguised themselves as the enemy to mask their true identities. You kill them all, put every last one of them to the sword. Lucius rejoices. Draw card 21 and discard this card. Okay. So, did we make better choices? If you have 3 esteem, which I do, discard this card and draw card 22. Okay. So, what does card 22 say now? Once you have freed the monastery from its infamous occupation of bandits, it reveals itself as an extraordinary place. The thickness of the walls in positions high above the lake and the number and size of its outbuildings make it much more noble and impressive of a building than your little family castle. Hence, you decide that once you are king, you will restore this place to its original power and make it in the seat of your kingdom. The great ceremonial hall could easily accommodate your company of knights. As for the many bedrooms, you hope they will be filled with a fine lineage, children of Arthur Pendragon, who can continue the legend in their turn. If you have the Legend of the Round Table, we do, and the Legend of Caliborn. We don't have Legend of Caliborn. Turn this card over. If not, draw 23. Okay, where are we supposed to get the Legend of Caliborn then? All right. You return to your father's bedside. He is glowing with the hymns of praise that Lucius has told you about. Oh, has told about you, excuse me. Between the 2 attacks of pain, Uther cannot help himself from shedding tears of joy and of pride. Knowing that his son is building the strength of the family legend, he departs in peace. After soberly celebrating his funeral rites, honoring his memory, you are crowned Arthur, King of Britain. Informed of your noble deeds, an enthusiastic crowd comes to honor you, placing the crown on your head by Lucius's emotional and admiring hands. After days and nights of celebration, everyone returns home, spreading your glory and your growing fame to the 4 corners of the world. A king of legend. Whatever choices you make now, the seeds of the legend have been sown. Lucius's words will now be passed and rewritten. From monks to scribes, from bards to grooms, there will be many who will pass on your story, keeping your legend alive. Perhaps they will change it, adding more fantastic tales and mysteries to your incredible exploits. But one thing is for certain, King Arthur and his noble deeds will be spoken of across the ages, and so your quest is already accomplished. Glory to Arthur. Yay! All right, so we found one of them. This mini adventure has 2 different endings. A full adventure has 70 cards and 5 endings. Replay making different choices to discover the other outcomes. Okay, so if you release any cards with keys on them, you have released new gaming options for your next playthrough. Turn this card over. You have reached the last card of the game. This is how you put it away. Okay. The legends of King Arthur have been written and rewritten by many authors. Geoffrey of Monmouth, Shiratin of Troyes, Robert de Boron, Thomas Mallory, etc. Each author, enriching and sometimes contradicting the previous work. It is still impossible today to know if King Arthur really existed or if he is purely just a fictional character. Wow. All right, so we reached 1. I don't want to spoil it for you all if you did the second one, so I'm just going to put this away. Maybe someday we'll make a game about you. That's very true. All right, so this was definitely a quicker adventure. It said it was only going to be like 20 minutes or something like that. I made it a little bit longer just because I was reading it out loud to you all. But yeah, so this is the this is the Cartaventura series. There's 3 that I know about. 4 including this one. I have played 2 on stream, and I've enjoyed them so far. They're nice little puzzles. They're fun to like reset and send out to other people once you're done. So if that's something that interests you, definitely recommend checking those out. Checking these out so you can play them along with folks. Yeah. So I'm curious though, where could we have gotten the other story? I wonder if we would have helped the guy with the stone. If that would have been any different. But yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you all in case you do want to play this. I'll leave at least one of the options ready for you all to play. And there we go. There's that mini adventure here. And yeah, some of them are, you can splay that, like it gets pretty like sprawly. So I would say make sure you have table space, because there are some spots where you will need to reveal some map pieces, like it showed with the compass, where there's, you know, each quadrant has its own little space to put something in. Definitely keep that in mind when you're playing. I know when I did play this before, I did have to zoom out quite a bit because it just kept sprawling. So keep that in mind as far as like table spaces. This is not a game to play at like a pub or something if they have like really small tables. But yeah, definitely keep that in mind for table space. This was really cool. I definitely enjoyed it. It said you can play up to 6 players, but I feel like you don't need more than 4 when you're playing this. You definitely can do it solo, because it's just you choose, you know, option A or option B. There's not a lot of in between, so, and it definitely directs you in a way so that if you do more choices, then you can see where you end, and then it tells you, okay, go ahead and restart it now, and this is how you restart it, so you can kind of build out from there. So I really like how this mechanic works. I'm gonna see if there are others from Cosmos that there are of this Cartaventura series. Because it shows 3. It shows 3 right now, with this one being the 4th. So this wasn't in a box. It just came as a little like shrink wrap pack. So I'm wondering if there were any more that came out. Cosmos also did the Exit series, as well as the Adventure Games series. A lot of escape room stuff. I should probably just search Cartaventura. Oh, so they're only showing 2 right now on their website, Lhasa and Vinland, which I've played. Oklahoma I have seen, but I wonder if they have been sold out. So check your local game stores if you want to. If this seems interesting to you, some of the, like, so this one, you know, roughly based on King Arthur. There's another one where you're adventuring through Asia, and then you're a Viking and stuff. And so it's like loosely based on like some like historical people and historical moments. And then you just kind of build your own adventure from there. So I will say they're family friendly, but maybe for some of the older kids, you know, because there is some like violence in this one. You know, they're slaying people with swords and whatever. So take that with a grain of salt if you want to play this with your kids. But highly recommend these games. They're just fun and recyclable in that you can give them to other folks to play. Just reset it and nothing's destroyed or anything like that. So yeah, well, friends, this was awesome. And a little bit of a shorter stream today, but I kind of figured that with this game. But thank you all for hanging out with me today. Who shall we raid? Who is currently online? I see Mr. Peebles is here. Timey is here. CGE is playing Wingspan. Let's give Meg some love. Check Games Edition. Is that there? Yeah. Okay. All right. If you are a subscriber to the channel, please feel free to use these emotes. Otherwise, some base emotes are just fine. I'll be back on Friday, friends, with some crafting. I've got some new stuff from my birthday, so I'm excited to get those to the table and see what's in store for me. But until then, friends, stay safe, enjoy your board games, be kind to one another, and I'll catch y'all on the next stream. Bye, everyone.